There is a unique kind of betrayal that shakes a man deeper than anything else, and that is when the woman he loves isn't cheating with a stranger but with someone close to him, a friend, a coworker he trusts, someone from his circle, someone who knows his life, his history, his relationship, and still crosses the line. This type of betrayal hits differently because it isn't only about losing her trust. It's about losing trust in your world entirely. The truth is, when a woman cheats with someone close to you, her behavior changes in very specific ways. She becomes protective of him in quiet moments. She becomes sensitive when his name is mentioned. Her reactions shift subtly because her guilt is tied to both of you at once. Female psychology reveals something important here. Women cannot hide emotional attachment as well as they think. Their actions always leak the truth long before they say a word. It often starts with her defending this man unnecessarily. When his name comes up, she reacts faster than she should. She jumps in to explain something you didn't challenge. She praises him without reason. She excuses his flaws, his mistakes, his behavior, almost as if she's emotionally invested in how you see him. A woman only defends a man she feels connected to. And when she defends him more than she defends you, it means the emotional boundary between them has already blurred. Another shift you'll notice is emotional softness around him. Even if she hides it, her tone changes. Her eyes relax. Her body language becomes lighter. She speaks differently, subconsciously revealing a comfort she should only have with you. Attraction, especially forbidden attraction, is strongest in the smallest details. And when she interacts with someone she shouldn't, her behavior exposes a warmth that wasn't there before. But one of the strongest signs is how she distances you from him. She begins to keep you two apart unnecessarily. She avoids inviting both of you to the same place. She gets uncomfortable when you suggest hanging out together. She fears the energy between them becoming visible. A woman's instincts tell her that if you watch them closely, you'll notice something she's trying to hide. So she prevents the situation entirely. And here's where it becomes more painful. She starts comparing you to him, not always verbally, but behaviorally. She becomes irritated when you don't act like him. She becomes colder when she thinks he does something better. She becomes emotionally divided, pulling away from you while unconsciously leaning toward him. Even when she tries to hide it, you feel the shift, because emotional withdrawal is something a man senses long before he understands it. The betrayal becomes clearer when she gets overly protective of her phone, specifically around him. She hides messages. She turns the screen away. She deletes conversations immediately. She becomes nervous when you ask simple questions involving him. The guilt grows heavier because she knows she isn't just betraying you. She is betraying the trust in the relationship and the trust within your circle. That double betrayal weighs on her, and it shows in every interaction. Another psychological sign appears in her mood. When she sees or talks to this man, her energy lifts. She becomes more alive in ways she isn't around you anymore. She laughs differently. She smiles differently. She glows differently. Women reveal emotional attachment through emotional reaction, and no matter how hard she tries, she cannot hide whom her heart responds to. If another man can influence her mood more than you can, he's already taken space he shouldn't have. You'll also notice sudden arguments between you two that don't make sense. She becomes irritated by things that never bothered her before. She picks fights for no reason. These arguments are not about you. They are about her guilt. When a woman is doing something she knows would break you, she becomes emotionally chaotic. She projects her guilt onto you because facing the truth would force her to confront her own actions. The more attached she becomes to him, the more distant she becomes from herself. One of the most revealing signs is when she becomes overly secretive about her schedule. She mentions plans vaguely. She hides where she's going. Her explanations feel inconsistent. She becomes uncomfortable giving details because details reveal patterns. Women who cheat with someone close don't risk traceable behavior, so they create vagueness around their life to protect the lie. That lack of transparency is not coincidence. It's intentional self-protection. Another shift is how she starts beautifying herself selectively. When she's around him or going somewhere she expects to see him, she puts in extra effort. More than usual, more than necessary. She changes her hairstyle, her makeup, her outfit, but not for you. The effort becomes targeted. Women always beautify themselves for the man who emotionally excites them. If she is glowing for another man more than she is for her partner, that attraction has already crossed boundaries. One of the deepest psychological signs is emotional detachment from intimacy. Her physical connection with you weakens. Her affection decreases. She avoids closeness, not because she stopped caring entirely, but because emotional betrayal creates emotional disconnection. Guilt kills desire, and desire shifts to the new emotional attachment. Physical intimacy becomes uncomfortable for her because it conflicts with the emotional world she's creating in secret. Her reactions around him also reveal everything. She becomes tense when he enters the room. She becomes alert when he speaks. She watches him differently. She becomes overly aware of her body language because she fears being too obvious. The more she tries to control her reactions, the more unnatural they become. And while she thinks she's hiding attraction, the tension between them becomes visible to the one person who shouldn't have to see it: you. Another powerful sign is how she changes her ethics around loyalty. She used to condemn betrayal. She used to be strict about boundaries. She used to speak strongly about respect. Now she becomes silent, dismissive, or vague about these topics. Her moral compass shifts because she knows she crossed a line. And when a woman changes her views on loyalty suddenly, it means she is trying to reduce the guilt of her own actions. But the greatest sign of all is emotional replacement. She begins seeking emotional comfort from him instead of you. She tells him things she doesn't tell you. She laughs with him in ways she no longer laughs with you. She shares thoughts, feelings, ideas, and worries with him behind your back. Emotional cheating always precedes physical cheating, and once she lets another man occupy emotional space, she begins pulling away from you in silence. Cheating with someone close carries deeper consequences. It rewires her emotional patterns. She becomes more protective, more secretive, more distant, and more reactive. She becomes emotionally unpredictable because she is juggling guilt, excitement, fear, and attachment all at once. And whether she admits it or not, she knows she has already broken something she cannot repair. Women think they can hide betrayal with silence, but female psychology reveals that betrayal expresses itself through behavior long before words. Her tone changes, her reactions shift, her routine adjusts. Her eyes become different when she looks at you, not cold but uncertain, not distant but conflicted. She becomes two versions of herself, and the stress of maintaining that dual identity starts breaking her from the inside. What hurts most for a man is not that she cheated. It's that she cheated with someone who had access to your trust, someone who smiled in your face, someone who acted like a brother, a friend, or a supporter. That betrayal carries a deeper scar, because now you question everything: your judgment, your intuition, your ability to trust anyone again. It changes the way you see the world, not just the relationship. But here's the truth. Female psychology makes clear: a woman rarely cheats with someone close unless emotional groundwork was laid for a long time. The signs often existed quietly. The attachment built gradually. The boundaries faded slowly. Cheating doesn't begin with action. It begins with emotional drift. And the moment she drifts toward another man emotionally, the betrayal becomes inevitable. If you begin noticing these signs, her defensiveness, her energy shift, her secrecy, her emotional withdrawal, her sudden connection to another man, you are not imagining it. Intuition is the mind noticing what the heart has been trying to ignore. Betrayal is not always spoken. It is felt. And the most painful part is this: once a woman starts cheating with someone close, she rarely returns to who she was before. Guilt changes her, attachment changes her, shame changes her. And the silent, emotional triangle she created becomes a weight she carries, even if the truth never comes out. A woman can hide her actions, but she cannot hide the psychological cost. Betrayal with someone close destroys more than trust. It destroys the emotional foundation she once shared with you. And long before the truth becomes visible, the signs already reveal everything you need to know.